Welcome back to the Booktroverts podcast. I'm Michaela.
I'm Meg.
And in today's episode, we are continuing with our Harry Potter deep dive. So we are on book 4, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, aka my favorite book. And like we did for book 3, we are looking at the book and the movie. There are a lot of changes when you adapt something. But instead of talking about every single change they made, because as we move into these books, there are a ton, so many in book 4, we're just going to highlight the ones that really stood out to us, that we were sad about, happy about, indifferent on, our top ones that stood out. Just to get it out of the way, this is a 5-star book for me. This is my favorite of the entire series.
Yeah,
I'd assume it's a 5-star book for you, but I don't want to speak for you.
It is. No, it is. It definitely is. Rereading it again made me love it just as much as I did with the first read. So I still hold out that I think it's tied on which ones are my favorite, but this one is still so good and such a classic for the whole series.
Yes. And just as, people who are Hufflepuffs, lots of representation for us in this book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I guess I'll kick us off with, I have mine sectioned off by like sad, happy, indifferent. So again, so many changes from the book to the movie. This would be a crazy one. If like you were in school and they made you do a book report on this, you could so easily figure out who read the book and who just watched the movie, because lots of swaps.
How long of an essay would you even write? I mean, you could do a PowerPoint presentation and go through everything. Oh man, that would be such a good project.
Lots of timeline switches, characters being erased, completely different characters having fundamental roles. It's crazy. But my first one is, and I kind of just went in like in order of how the story moves. I was sad that the beginning part is removed, where we see Fred and George giving Dudley the toffee with the engorgement charm. / just kind of like that sets us up for all of the talk throughout the book of the products they're making, their order forms, and kind of their initial goals to open the joke shop. This lays a lot of foreshadowing for future books. Again, I don't want to say too much because I don't know if people are listening and they haven't finished the series yet, but there is a lot of foreshadowing that we miss. Also explains why Harry gives them the money when he wins the tournament. And it just kind of robbed us of more Fred and George, which we could always do with more. And their products are so good in the book that I wish we could have seen them come to life.
Yeah, I agree. And just in general, the Weasley family has such a big role in this series. And they are just kind of removed left and right. I mean, truly becomes down to just Ron. And Ginny kind of pops in a bit. But everyone else has such big roles. And I forgot about pieces of them in this book until I read it. And then literally said, oh my God, I need to watch the movie immediately, because are they in this? Did I completely forget about this? But no, they're just left out. So yeah, wasn't on my list, but I just had to do a side note that what the hell with the Weasley family. So I can go into my my first, sad that was left out, and I guess in similar of the timeline, was the Quidditch World Cup. So we get the intro where they're going to the World Cup and they're seeing everyone and all of the excitement, and that's fine. But then as soon as the match begins, they just cut to when they're back at the tent, and I was so mad because that really didn't take up a lot of time of the book. I mean, I would say the prep to it and all the describing of the entire scene took up a lot, but the actual match did not take up a lot. And I think it would have just been really cool to see it at a different scale, especially because we don't get Quidditch in this one, and we already didn't have it a lot in the last one either. It was just there for a brief moment, and that whole storyline was removed. So just kind of felt annoying that it was removed again.
Yeah, I'm with you. We also miss besides the actual Quidditch playing, which I feel like it was a good introduction to Crum's character. Like, he's a seeker, like Harry, like they have a lot of similarities, all this. Part of the shows in the beginning, we missed the viola.
Yeah. Oh, that was so good.
We don't have them buying all the swag, which also plays into the power dynamic between Harry and Ron, why Ron gets upset later because of the Irish gold. Like, there's just so much. Also, just from even traveling, we don't see how the Ministry is using the Muggles, like controlling the Muggles which plays into some of those curses that come up. Like, there's so much foreshadowing that, yeah, we don't get.
I'll even do one better, too. The whole entire storyline with Winky using the wand to do the dark mark, all of that is lost because they don't even show any of the fact that them being up in the top box, they weren't in the top of the stands, they were in the top box with Fudge. It was just a different spot. So there was just so many things that I think that they left out of huge chunks of storylines to the rest of the book.
Yeah, which is actually a great transition into my next one, which is just like Spew as a whole that Hermione starts, but she starts it off of seeing Winky have to hold the seat, and Winky said that she's scared of heights, and she's just like, these house elves are being treated terribly. Winky's removed from the entire movie when she is such a key role in the book because she's basically covering for Barty Crouch Jr., doing his bidding at the Quidditch World Cup. Then we get to Hogwarts. She learns that Hogwarts has like hundreds of house elves. We don't get to go to the kitchen, which I would love to see the kitchens.
I know.
Also, Dobby's not in this movie, and he works at Hogwarts. We don't even see that part. Like, you don't think that he interacts with the kids in this year. And Dobby ends up playing a crucial factor. He is the one who, at the second task, Harry basically oversleeps. And Dobby wakes him up and is like, you have 10 minutes to get to the task. Harry has not figured out what he's going to do yet. And Dobby is the one who hands him the gillyweed. Not Neville.
Which also, have to say, how did Neville go and steal that? Because...
Exactly. Oh, I think
that's not a thing.
Does Moody give it to him in the movie?
Moody tells him because of the book. But I don't think he gives it to him. So another plot hole of just how he got it.
Yeah.
Because he's not the smoothest person in the books. I'm sorry. Love him. But I mean, come on.
And there's just like such funny moments with Dobby because he's like loving being a free elf. And Winky hates that she's a free elf and she has to go work. She's like a drunk now.
She's drunk off butterbeer. He's got 5 billion different socks on. It's amazing. It's, It's just...
Hermione's making buttons.
Just leaving things out randomly. It's just, that whole entire thing, I was so sad. That was actually my next one, was just, I was so sad they left out that entire thing. And I also love the name. I had to write it because I knew I'd forget it, but she calls them the Stands for the Society for the Promotion of Elfish Welfare. What? That's a mouthful.
I love her.
Love it.
She's really fighting the fight.
Yeah, and she also just has such a better role in the book than she does in the movie. It's just
100%.
Yeah.
I feel like the movie really paints her more as like the narrative that Rita Skeeter's trying to paint of like she's pining over Harry. Like she's not in the book.
Nope.
She's like off doing this elf work. And she's just like, you two are fighting because Harry and Ron are not getting along. She's like, figure it out. I'm not getting involved. She's way more interesting in the book.
Way more interesting. Yeah. And I would even say that's probably a trend across the entire series for her. It's just they kind of just make her the really smart friend. But they don't go into anything else.
Yeah, and she's involved in other things. It makes it seem like she's only hanging out with them. Like she's got other friends and she's off doing other things.
Yeah. A girl's got a lot going on, and it's just completely narrowed down.
Yeah. Speaking of Hermione, the other part that I'm sad that they remove is you really see her interact with Crumb way more in the books because he's constantly in the library. In the movie, it's like a whiplash. Like, why is she going to the U-Ball with him? This makes no sense. And then there's one like throwaway line that Harry says in the movie, and he was like, I guess he wasn't going to the library to read or to study or something like that. So like hints at like, okay, Crumb must have been hanging in the library. And then Hermione says something like, oh, like, yeah, he just likes to watch me study. But in the books, she sees him a lot in the library, and you can tell that they've like developed a friendship. Also, though, the biggest part of that whole storyline that I'm upset that they removed is Rita Skeeter does an article in it. She says that, I think it's after the second task, Crumb asks Hermione if she'll come visit him over the summer. And first of all, Hermione's like, how the hell did she hear that? Which is what sets her to become like so investigative about like what the hell's going on with Rita Skeeter. But Ron loses his shit. He's so jealous over the Hermione Crumb relationship. And again, like people who have read these books multiple times, seen the movies, like we know where it's going for them. And in the movies, I feel like it kind of just hits you like, what? This is happening now? Where in the book, there's so much leading up to it, where you can tell like Ron is obsessed with her in this book. In the movie, though, you're just like, why the hell are you yelling at her at the Yule Ball?
It gave off such teenage angst, emotions, hormones off the rocker, but without any reasoning behind why that's actually happening.
100%. It comes off more in the movie, like he's annoyed that she went with someone else because like she should have just gone with them because like she's their friend. It doesn't come across that it's because he's into her.
Yep.
Where in the book, you get that. Because he starts making lots of comments about like, oh, you're always hanging out with Crumb. Oh, you're going to go visit him over the summer. And then her going to the ball with him is like another dig. I feel like it lays the groundwork way more.
Yeah. And honestly, this topic brings me into mind about Rita. Rita's role is so shortened. And I'm kind of indifferent about it because I didn't really care too much that she wasn't in it. However, if she's not going to be in it, why do we have the whole thing about she knows about their conversation in the second task and it has to be brought up, but then we don't get anything else about her being an unregistered animagus? So why? That was such a waste. Don't put her in.
Yeah, we're missing like key points too, like Hermione coming out of the water. We never see her pull a beetle out of her hair. Like they dropped all that. She just comes across as like the annoying journalist.
Yeah, and I mean, she writes so many other articles throughout the entire book.
Yes.
I mean, Hagrid, there's so much there that we miss with him being half giant. I mean,
yeah, he literally quits.
Yeah.
Dumbledore has to tell him, like, I'm not accepting you're quitting. Yeah, she's causing so many problems at the school. She's such a gossip. And yeah, she's just like awkwardly just kind of there when the tasks are happening.
Yeah, it's odd. I think I've said it in other ones, but if you're gonna put in a plot line,
see it through.
Yeah, exactly.
My other one that upsets me is the removal of the Sirius Black interactions. Like we get him talking to Harry through the fire, great, and that's it. Like we know Harry's writing him letters, but in the book, Sirius ends up being in Hogsmeade. He's living out in like a little cave. The kids go and meet up with him, and I like that Sirius is the one who tells Harry the backstory on Barty Crouch, because we don't even get that backstory in the movie. I mean, we see Barty's son get sent to Azkaban, but like we don't see or know. If you just watch the movie, you have no clue that, you know, his son was dying. Barty and his wife go to visit, and that whole thing with like the wife trading places with him, and so like Barty Crouch knows that his son is out.
Yeah,
and we don't get any of that.
No, and yeah, I'm with you. That really upset me because even when we interact with Crouch in the movie, he kind of looks crazed. And he's so confused and concerned of where did the dark mark come from? And then he just starts freaking out because a man did it. And it's as if he knew his son was the reason. And a couple other times he just looks so out of it, but they don't give you a lot of reasons of why, except for maybe he just is losing his mind at this point in his life.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I hate that we don't get that part of the story. Also, it just robs us of seeing Harry interact with his godfather and like how they still have a good relationship. I mean, we still get the part in the Pensieve, but even that is very different.
Yeah.
Because, what the hell's his name?
Karkaroff?
Yeah, he's like naming other people before he even says like his son.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just is interesting.
Yeah, because even in the book, he doesn't ever mention them. They flash forward to a different trial, and
Yeah.
the son's brought in. He's crying and is saying I'm innocent and all this stuff.
Yeah,
But in the
like we're watching the
movie,
son's trial.
right? But in the movie, they make him look evil in the
Yeah.
trial. It's kind of, you
The
know,
other issue is with the revised court scene, we missed the part where in the book he names Severus Snape.
yeah, mm-hmm.
And Dumbledore says no, Snape's been like exonerated of that. Like
Yeah,
that's not a thing. We don't have confirmation yet at this point that the kids know that Snape used to run with the Death Eaters.
yeah, exactly. And I guess I understand why it wouldn't be necessarily in the movie because they are trying to focus on the Triwizard Tournament, but there's so many conversations that the kids have. But then even to your point, going back to Sirius, that they have with Sirius to understand what's going on. You know, they're conversing about it a lot throughout the entire year at school. So it's just, they left out a lot.
Yeah.
That was
Even like he just has the one conversation with Sirius, and Sirius says like, "Keep me posted on what's happening with the tournament," and then we never see him again in the movie. And it's like in the book, he does talk, and Sirius tries to tell Harry what to do in the tasks, but they keep getting cut short. But it's like he was trying to help, and like none of that's in this.
Yeah. I want to jump to the end a bit because it's about Barty Crouch. But what kind of annoyed me was the end of the movie. They pretty much just have it where Harry is back from being at the graveyard. Dumbledore addresses the school about, Cedric dying. And then they can just kind of have people saying farewell to the two houses. We get nothing on the fact that Fudge allowed the Dementors in to perform Dementor's Kiss on Barty Crouch Jr. so that there literally leaves no one but Harry to give any information about what happened. So Barty Crouch Jr. would have all the info on Voldemort. He'd have the info on Bertha Jones, I think is her last name, that they completely left out that storyline about her.
That whole thing's removed. Yep.
That whole thing's removed.
Yes, like how did he even know that this was happening?
Right, exactly.
Not mentioned.
No, it's just, I have someone placed at the school and, blah, blah, blah. What? You're literally barely a thing. How do you have a storyline in place and ready to go? So yeah, there was just so much that drove me nuts. And I completely forgot about it that happened in the book. Completely forgot because I've watched the movie so many times.
Same.
That I forgot.
Yeah, and again, this is the thing with they were making the movies as the books were coming out. It's like they don't know what's going to be important. It's like I think that was kind of an issue, and like shame on J.K. Rowling. You should have told them things that should have been kept in because that is so important. Because literally the beginning of book 5 and the movie, like the first 5 minutes is so like this is not going to spoil anything for anyone. Is no one believing Harry that Voldemort is back, and Fudge actively putting out things saying this like that's not happening.
Yeah. He's a liar. Don't listen to him.
Because the only witness is Harry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the fact that, I also have to point out, when Barty Crouch Jr. is captured and they reveal who he is and all of the details, both Snape and McGonagall are there. Neither of them are ever mentioned in terms of the fact that they could also be advocates for, yes, this is true information. It's just always portrayed as Dumbledore and Harry. It's just those two. That's it.
Yep.
So it just was so weird because even the teachers kind of get left out to a certain degree.
Yeah. And even like just the reasoning of why the teachers follow him, like all that different.
The starting when Dumbledore asks Molly, "Are you and Arthur in?" "Yeah, we're in. Go gather around the troops at the ministry that we know could be on our side." There's so many things that set up for the 5th.
That literally sets up the entire premise of the 5th book.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yep. So much.
Yeah, and it is interesting that, from reading the book, all the champions had their family at the 3rd task because it's the final one. Yet in the movie, the only person who has their family there is Cedric.
Yeah. No one else is there.
Because in the book, the Weasleys come for Harry, which is why they are able to have that conversation. Sirius is in the castle. I guess you don't really know about the other 2 champions, but like in the movie it's just Cedric. Does that not seem alarming that like it's just his dad in the crowd?
Yeah, it's agreed. And even how they did that too, it just was kind of, I think they had to give you that emotional aspect for when he does die, of has someone there that cares more than his friends. That sounds harsh, but a parent having their kid die.
Thinking about the parents, I did not have this on my list, but now it has popped into my brain. I also hate we get to see Neville suggest the curse. It be performed. We see him getting really like worked up in class, and like Hermione being like, he's worked up, whatever. We have the scene where Moody comes out and says, come to my office, I want to talk to you. But like we couldn't include the 2-second conversation where they just confirm that, oh yeah, like I think Hermione tells him in the book, Neville's parents had that used on them. They're insane mungos.
Yeah, because
which would just answer why he lives with his grandmother.
Yeah, because when Harry gets out of the pensieve, I think Harry asked Dumbledore a lot of information. He's like, you can't tell anyone.
Yeah.
Like
we could have just add that
story
in.
To tell.
You know how I feel about Neville. Like he's become so important in the second half of the books, and we're like, it really is going back and forth, like who it's going to be. Is it Neville? Is it Harry? Is it Neville? Like there's an argument for both of them, and it's completely erased in the movies.
Yeah. It actually, I think it happens in the 5th book too. We get a decent chunk of Neville's story. And it happens in the 5th book. And none of that's included. So again, it's just removing extra people that kind of just are there to fill spots in a way. I don't know. So one thing that I was it was okay to be left out, but I started second guessing myself, was Ludo Bagman being left out of that entire storyline. So I guess this goes back to even when you were talking about the Weasley twins, and they have this whole bet that Ireland's gonna win the Quidditch World Cup, but Crumb is gonna get the snitch, and that's exactly what happens. Ludo is avoiding them the entire book. Pretty much, he's in a lot of trouble with gambling, so he's not going to give them the money. And I think to your point too about even when Harry gets the winnings from the tournament, he doesn't want it. He tries to give it off to Cedric's family. They don't want it, and then kind of thinks, you know what, the twins are going to need it because they want to start this joke shop, and we need some fun in the world given the fact that Voldemort is back. And I think it sets up again for the 5th book, and it's not there. And I don't care. I mean, I don't really care if he's in it or not, being Ludo Bagman, but at least for the twins, I think it would have helped kind of give reasoning of why we get their story as well.
Yeah, I've had that as indifferent as well. It's just funny. His entire character is just erased. But it is funny because you just see the twins blackmailing him the whole book. But Harry and crew are running into them, and they're so like, nothing's going on. Don't worry. Also, just because you said it, Cedric's mom's just erased from the movie. Like, he has 2 parents.
Yeah. It's not just his dad.
The mom has been killed off in the movies. I guess they didn't want to find another actress, which was just funny. But yeah, it's just interesting because, again, the Ludo thing with the gambling, and then that's how you find out he gave us Irish gold, which disappears. And then Ron's like, Harry, I paid you in Irish gold for these things. Why didn't you tell me? And it's just like, again, reiterating that they are in different kind of wealth statuses, and it's like a little bit more of a dynamic between them. So yeah, it does have like a role, but I understand why they had to cut it. But it's just funny that the goblins were after him.
I know it actually, because I think even Hermione goes into the goblin storyline too. Because I think Ron jokes with her of, oh, you're gonna try to get them rights or whatever. When you're not paying attention in class, they talk about the Goblin War and whatever, and she's just, it's so funny because there's just so many little things that bring back to stuff that wasn't in the movies. But
yes, I had 2 changes that I actually was very happy that they made.
Okay.
My first one being I know I mentioned it when we talked about book 1 to like keep an eye on Percy Weasley because he's just erased as the movies go on. We've hit the point of erasure here. Yeah. But I am happy that they removed him in the Mr. Crouch storyline. Honestly, just because like Percy Weasley in this book, I want to jump through the page and just punch him. Like, he's giving such weenie energy. I could not have watched it on screen. Also, would have just added so much more time. That's why I'm happy, because it was freaking annoying. The only thing, though, I think could have benefited is he gives the kids a heads up that something's coming to Hogwarts. Like, he keeps talking about, like, because he's, just trying to flaunt that he's so in the know, and he's like, yeah, like that thing, that event that's coming to school. So, like, they kind of have a heads up that, like, like something's coming, they don't know what. Also, though, I just love at the end, it makes Percy look like such a loser when we find out that, also, like, Crouch was not going to work. In the movie, he's at all the tasks, but in the book, he's not coming to work.
No. He's MIA.
He's MIA. He's sending owls with instructions, and Percy, like, doesn't understand that his own boss is
I would
missing.
know my own boss's handwriting. Mr. Crouch is definitely
I
writing
forgot about
to
that.
me.
Like, Crouch is in the entire movie. He's not in the book.
No, he is pretty much put under the Imperious Curse the entire time at his house.
Yeah. So that one I liked. And then the second one that I liked was just how much more dramatic they made the first task with the dragons.
Yeah.
Granted, they don't show Harry practicing at all for any of these tasks. Where in the book, they are, like, studying hard. He did not know how to do the Accio charm. Like, Hermione had to teach him.
That was forever
on that. But in the book, he kind of just, like, flies around and, like, distracts the dragon a little bit and, like, gets around her. In the movie, she has escaped the pen. Like, they're flying around the castle.
She's literally falls down.
He's hanging off the roof.
Yeah.
It's nuts. Like, it's not that crazy in the book. I do think it makes for a more interesting movie, though.
I agree.
I just wish they don't tell us what the other champions do to get around their dragons. I wish we got to see some of that.
Yeah.
But I like that change because it's better for the movie. Just make it a little more. Yeah. More adrenaline.
It's so funny. I actually paused it when the dragon sets herself loose. I said to Patrick, I go, this doesn't happen in the book. The book is maybe 2 pages.
Oh yeah,
tops.
It's very quick.
We get a description, but it's very quick. Not this one that's so long. I mean, I guess they have to, if they're gonna cut out so much of the book, they have to give more intense trials. They had to.
Yeah. It's just funny. Like, the book spent so much time watching him prep and try and figure out, like, how he's gonna get. And in this, it's like they're doing it the night before.
Yeah. The one thing I did not have on my list, but I completely forgot about until we just started talking, the third trial is so different in the movie, and it's completely reduced to nothing. I mean, in the book, literally he's doing riddles. He's upside down. He's fighting things. The blasted scroots. Like, it's I mean.
Oh, yeah. How about literally doing an unforgivable curse on Cedric?
Yeah.
Not in the movie. They just show Crumb with those crazy blue eyes.
And then, he's just kind of looking weird at Harry and goes, okay, and I walk away.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, there was so much that wasn't in the movie that I think actually would have made that part so much better, because it felt anticlimactic of a third trial.
Yeah, I also like that they made Bobat into an all-girl school, when in the book it's not. There's boys with them.
Oh my God.
And they make it seem like they brought their entire schools with them. No, it's like the 15 kids they selected that could go into the tournament. But then in the movie, it's like, this is their entire school because they brought children. Straight up children with them that could never have entered.
I know. And they do those obnoxious entrance dances things or whatever. Oh my God. The Durmstrang entrance with the flames and the break dancing. Crazy. Yeah. And Crumb being decent looking compared to the book, where he's a scrawny little guy.
Also, again, just like timelines are off on everything, which drives me nuts. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you were a school teacher and you want to know if people have read the book or watched the movie, this is the perfect book, because everything would be like happening in the wrong order.
Cliff Notes would not get you everything.
In the book, the kids come to school, they meet Mad-Eyed Moody, they go to a couple classes. Like, they're in school for like a month before these people show up. The movie, it's like, oh, you got off the Hogwarts Express, here comes the carriage, here comes the boat, Oh, and meet our new teacher. It's like, what is happening? Which then also throws it off, like Cedric telling him the hint about the bath. That happens like before Christmas. Harry just doesn't do anything. It's the issue. But like in the movie, it makes it seem like Cedric waits till 2 days before. Oh, by the way, take a bath.
Go take a bath.
Yeah, and like, no, in the book, Harry hears that, and then for 3 weeks, he's like, why would I do that? That's dumb.
Yeah, he's trying to trick me. This isn't true. You know, who would go take a bath with an egg?
I mean, again, the erasure of the ghost as well. Peeves.
Yeah.
Like, Harry, coming back from the bath, drops the egg, and that's how we find out that Snape knows that things are missing from his potions closet.
And also the fact the Marauders map ends up with Moody.
Yes.
That whole plot, not mentioned. Yeah. Also,
and Harry
does he ever get it back?
No, and Harry says, I saw Barty Crouch on the map.
Yeah, exactly. He was in Snape's office. And it's just, oh my God.
So much the half-giant thing.
So much. Yeah.
Charlie Weasley.
Yeah, I know. He was even supposed to be there with the dragons, and we don't even get a view of him.
No, because God forbid they pay that actor.
I actually don't think we ever see Charlie. I think we only get Bill because of him and Fleur.
Yeah.
Which, spoiler if you haven't read the rest of them. But
it's just...
it's really not that big of a spoiler, but...
there's so many just random changes.
It's crazy. The whole entire time. So I started taking notes when I started reading. And I go, I don't think this is in the movie. I don't think this is in the movie. Wait, no, they totally change this in the movie. And it became more questions for me to answer while watching the movie. I don't know if you ended up going movie. About... Yeah.
Yeah, I was, because I've seen this movie the most. And so I was like, oh, that's different. That's different. That's different. And then I watched the movie and I was like, oh my God, more things I caught. These timelines are all off. And I was like, because again, I haven't like read the book and watched the movie so close together. So I was like, this is crazy. Even just when you're watching the movie, I'm like, wow, if I didn't read these books, like, would I have all these questions watching this? Like, there's a lot of plot holes. How did Harry even know that he could call his broom into the dragon task? He only knows in the book because Moody tells him, like, you're really good at flying. Like, use what you're good at. He's giving him hints.
And then also, in the book, they specifically emphasize that there are 3 4-year difference between Harry and the rest of the contestants. They have so much more knowledge than him. So everything that he uses in the tournament is all things that he's had to, one, like you said, Hermione had to basically teach him how to do that and all that stuff. There's so many things he doesn't know that I feel like they kind of hint at a little bit, like you said, with Moody explaining, go with your strengths. But there's not enough of that, when in the book they really show that, yeah, dude, you don't know anything compared to these people that have been doing this for years.
Oh, yeah. This book does a great job of laying the groundwork of, like, yeah, Harry's, like, the hero of this series, but he literally would have died year 1. Like, we said this reading book 1. Like, he would not have made it out of year 1 without Hermione. Like, this book just continues to show he needs all these people around him because, like, he's dumb.
It's taken a village to get him.
Procrastinator.
Terrible. Probably the worst. It's...
Oh, even at the end when he battles Voldemort, the way that the souls come out.
Yeah.
Like, Cedric comes out first and says, bring my body back. No, in the movie, it's like he has a whole conversation with his dad, and then Cedric's like, oh, by the way, bring my body back.
Yeah, and also, Harry's supposed to have a broken leg. And he doesn't have a broken leg.
Yeah, and in the book, when he gets there, he's not like, oh, I've been here before, we must get back to the cup. He's just like,
no.
They both think it's part of the freaking task.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, no, but in the movie, the second they land, Harry's like, I've been here in my dreams. We have to get back. This is bad.
Yeah.
In the book, they're like, what part of the maze is this?
I know. And also, is it just me, but doesn't the Portkey not fling itself across a room? Because when they do the one for the Quidditch World Cup, I thought it just chills there. And then now the cup has to fling itself away from Cedric. And
it's crazy.
Yeah,
and then we get more of a monologue from Voldemort in the book. Like, he starts naming people, which is how Harry is knows certain people. He comes back and he's like,
Mm-hmm.
he's dead. And these people are all Death Eaters.
Yeah. I got a list. I got receipts. Let's go through them because we got some people to take into Azkaban at this point.
Yeah, and you hear like Voldemort in the book. Voldemort's like, we're gonna get the Dementors back. We're gonna break into Azkaban. None of that.
The Lestranges, how there are two. They are a couple. It is not just Bellatrix. She actually has a husband in the books.
She does have a husband in the books,
and they're a big part of it.
Yeah. There was a lot in this one.
There was a lot, and I love how we said we're going to start off with our top ones and then ended up with so many other small pieces, but it's just so tough when you have so many storylines that intertwine with each other, which speaks to how well it was done, and I think that's why it's such a favorite of everyone's, because it does have so much that goes to the next 3 books, but so many things left out.
And no Molly Weasley in this one.
I know.
Makes me sad. I just
character.
miss, like, we didn't even really get his uncle or any of them in this, did we?
I don't think they're in it at all.
Because he just wakes up. Oh, it looks like he's having the nightmare at the Weasley's house.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Nope, he's at home with his lovely family. Yeah.
And also, Hedwig being pissed off. She can't send out letters. Like, there's so many things. I have to point out, though, in the movie, oh my God, the haircuts are so bad on the boys. I know that was like them teenage, so they wanted, not a good look.
I'm so glad they cut their hair for the 5th movie because Harry has short hair, and thank God, because it is the shaggy dog look. It's not good at all.
Not good at all. It's, yeah.
And Ron is tall. He went through a growth spurt, which works out for his character because in the books he has growth spurts like crazy. But just how weird and lanky he is, but then the hair, looks like he should have been part of the Beatles. He's giving that energy vibes of his aura.
Yeah. It's funny, and I guess the movie does like a good job of laying that Harry's into Cho, but there's still some
not even remotely close.
This one is so angsty. The hormones are flying with the kids.
Yeah.
And they're getting pissed about everything.
Yeah, it really gives off that vibe. And then I want to say that actually kind of skips. Well, some of it's in the 5th, but then it just skips to that angst being in the 6th one again. It's like they have bigger things to deal with next year that they don't have as much teenage angst.
Yeah, but no. Like you said, just like key things that they could have just said that would have been like 2 lines in this movie and would have better set up the 5th one are just gone.
I said if they could have made this 30 minutes longer, yes, I know that would have been insane for people to watch a 3-hour movie, but I truly think it would have helped, and I think people would still watch it. I mean, Lord of the Rings is pretty long, and that's before the extended version that people are obsessed with. I think we could have gotten 30 minutes longer just to get some of these things in.
I mean, Wicked's like 6 hours for a 3-hour play, so.
Exactly.
We could have.
But yeah, we totally could have.
Okay, so now that we went through all of the changes, what is your thoughts? Book or the movie? Which one are you taking? You have to pick one.
I'm picking the book. Hands down. I love the movie so much because it's still very good. Even as many things as we talked about and probably sounds like we were annoyed, I still could watch it no matter when, where, anytime. But the book is just phenomenal. It's so good.
I'm with you. I'm going book. I love this movie. It's the one I watched the most. So many more Easter eggs in the book. Such better character development in the book. I like the extra conversations that we had, and I'm hoping that they are all captured when they move this to a TV show. They'll have more time. And I think now it's funny watching the movie for me because I'm like, what the hell is Edward Cullen doing fighting a dragon? Like, I know he's Cedric Diggory, but to me, I'm like, I'm waiting for him to sparkle at the same time.
When there's one point, I think he kind of angles his face in a scene, and I'm just waiting for the glistening look on his face.
Yeah, like it's it's too funny to see him like be such a prominent, because he's in other movies, but he's have such a prominent role in this one. You're like, what the hell is Edward Cullen doing? You're a wizard now too?
Yeah. Wow, you got a whole list there, Sparky.
Crazy. Yeah. But no, yeah, I'll definitely go. I feel like the ultimate answer for the ending of the series is I definitely probably will prefer the book, because now we're just making lots of changes.
I know, it's so funny. I don't think I actually picked movie for any of them, but I think if anything was to come close, it'd be the first and the third that I would pick the movie over the book. But it's just because, like I think you had said when we did the first one, it's such a nostalgic of the first one. So cool to see the visuals. And then the third, like I've said, is one of my favorites. But yeah, the books just from here on out have so much to them that are so enjoyable that they just don't put in the movies. So it's unfortunate.
Agreed.
Yeah. So next episode, we're going to be diving into February's reads. So we'll go over anything that we read in February, kind of like we did with January's reads, and follow us along with our Harry Potter journey, because I'm pretty sure we're going to be reading that at some point soon. So follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Fable Book Club at Booktroverts Pod. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.